Starting on the CT side, as you said, we're into the pistol round here. Pretty much everyone playing their default positions, except for Fallen. He's a little bit more towards the B side, up on the window, in fact, but he's getting chased down, and that's CQ coming in hot.
So passive right now, playing towards that drop zone. They play connector side at the same time, so all of CQ dropping through, going through the window, past connector, and into the A bomb site. So Fur will have to play in big right now at breakable wall.
Yeah, I've actually seen them run this pistol strat before on Conquest. They really like to run this, actually, and it's worked really well. They get the bomb down, but there's still a chance to retake. First remained alive, and oh my goodness, he's getting some shots, man.
Yeah, he's trying to even it up right now, and we're virtually identical in terms of HP, but now it comes to a 2 versus 1. By the last man standing, at least he has a Molotov. This could push him out. So this is actually, yeah, he forces now the diffuser off that bomb. No, actually, he's still on it. He's still on it. Cole's on it right now, and he has no idea. And now he's going to have to battle against Steel. He's going to push it right now, but it's going to get defused. Cole's going to get the round for LG.
So
unfortunate there with that molly.
It didn't just quite land. You saw right at the end when the Molotov made its last expansion before going out. It actually did get him, but it just wasn't quite on the bomb. So that was a bit unfortunate for NAF. But man, what a retake. I mean, Fur holding his ground and getting 2 kills there on the fence. That was massive. And then Cold made a great rotate at Balcony for 2 kills himself. And what looked like a great pistol round for Conquest with the initial, push into window, a connector to A. All that looked great, but they just couldn't hold the site. And that's a 1-0 start here for Luminosity. What a way to kick off this game.
Oh yeah, now Fallen with the Scout, also deadly with that weapon. It's pretty much an off for him because he's pretty accurate with the scope there to be able to get the headshots. But another deadly gun right now for this counter-terrorist team is Fur. And Fur has been quite deadly with the auto shotty at long or playing towards drop zone if he has a better spawn for there. But I think at this point, A should be on lock.
Yeah, I mean, and he can rack up the extra cash that shotgun provides with the money bonus as well. So that's certainly another good reason to have it. And he's gonna have a chance to rack up some kills. They're gonna come up danger right into him.
1, 2, and now they're lining up, peeking one by one. Yep. So he's at $1,800 right now, forcing the rest of the terrorist team to fall back now towards middle. He's gonna chase him down. He's gonna get the 3rd hat trick for this round. Yep, and the rest of them are just gonna hold back towards B hulls.
Just beating that to death, man. But I mean, that's a lot of money he's gaining right there at that shotgun. That's now NAF and Dats just remain. They did do the force play, which is surprising. I thought they'd be. Well, I guess they didn't go on armor, so they can still get the AKs next round. So that's good.
Yeah, and for her to actually head towards the B hall, so that's why you see that rotation for that minimap already. 5, that is going to be Steel already holding towards the drop zone, and Fallen is playing from connector side. So they got a big flank. So these guys are screwed. I don't think they'll get anything there. Even a flash to hold them back, and the clock is ticking down towards this round. They probably won't even get a bomb plant coming in here. NAF now down to 12 HP. They at least get 2 kills, though. And now with 7 seconds left, Daps has to get himself killed just in case so he doesn't lose that money there. And there he goes. Going to get picked off, and it's going to be 2-0 in favor of LG.
Here's where the key matchup's going to come up, and it's going to be Cold defending over on that long B platform, going up against the likes of Rix and Rush. But we also see Conquest love to attack Skyfall. They're a very aggressive team, very rapid in their pace, and that means that people like Bolts and Steel, who are going to be assisting Cold or playing towards that Skyfall, will also be quite tested throughout this game. But actually on the initial buy, Conquest going to be heading towards Fur and Fallen over at the A side of the map, and they're rushing really quick into this mid room. They already have control of it.
Exactly, and there's only one guy playing towards this A bomb site because they actually think that Fake actually was thrown by Dabs towards hallway. So there's actually 4 guys heading up towards that area, so they have a big advantage for the terrorist team to move up towards middle right now. And Fallen is actually by himself with the scout, so he doesn't even have any backup from Cold, and he gets taken down.
They're just reading a tendency of Conquest to just rush that B. I mean, Conquest loves to hit B really, really fast, but not this time around. You could tell Luminosity was staging up for that. They felt they had a good read on how Conquest was going to play the round, but they were just off the mark a bit. I mean, Conquest not following their typical pattern, just going for A really heavy, catching Fallen out, and it's just an auto win off that 1 kill alone.
They definitely cannot go for it because look at the scoreboard. If you can, they're actually all pretty low. Bolts is at $0, Fur is at $750, and the rest of them at $2,800. So if they actually die, you get $1,400. They definitely have to go for probably a double saver going on for Bolts there if he doesn't manage to save his gun. So it's a good, smart move for them. And like you said, the gamble didn't pay off for Luminosity Gaming side. But the sheer fact that they actually had to scout towards A halls instead of watching it from connector was that mistake, in my opinion.
Yeah, really well done there from Conquest, though, to just get a nice clean round there. And I mean, again, these two teams have played head-to-head twice in best-of-3s. It's always been a 2-1 in favor of Luminosity. They're always really close games. I mean, had several of their games go into double and even triple overtime. So I knew we were going to get a good match tonight. It's great to see Conquest with an early response. Plenty of money, though, here, still in favor of Luminosity, or at least enough to get them a buy here. And they only had to rebuy one gun, so that helped out a lot as well. But Conquest, here it comes. Here comes that long B attack, and this is where Cold needs to come up big with Bolt to hold this off.
Now it's going to be at the point. He's going to get the flash for the team. They'll all have a 5-man push from the T side down towards the ramp. Dap gets the opener onto Bolts. Now Cole will have to play strong again just behind the statue. He gets a dink onto Shazam, but he gets great cover from his teammate Navfly to get the kill. And now just like that, they overtake this B bomb site. Fallen gets dinked, and he's going to have to fall back, but gets picked off.
Yeah, that's really well done. It's just Conquest grouping up and sending out of long B, relying on Rush and Rix to open things up. But it was actually Daps, the in-game leader, one of the more supportive players on the team, coming up with the initial pick and found a second frag as well. But Rush and Nav also chimed in there. So Conquest will tie this game up immediately. Luminosity here, only $1,900 coming in next round. They will be on a save, so a chance for Conquest to take, the early lead.
Yeah, the advantage there was to actually the way that they set up. Just getting that opening pick onto Bolts as well. From long B, when they dropped towards that broken wall, they actually just went around the big wall as well. They smoked out towards the drop zone area, which gave them a chance to focus more towards that statue and just execute for trades. But the advantage of that as well, or the lucky part of that as well, is that they didn't have to set up for trades. They always got man advantages. They got the picks. They won the fights 1 versus 1.
A force here from Luminosity, by the way.
Still doable.
It is. I mean, they get the Mag 7 on steel. You can use that at Skyfall for sure. They still have 3 M4s out. So, I mean, they still were able to put together a pretty decent buy here, actually. So they will certainly pose a threat. It won't be a breeze of a round for Conquest by any means. As they just kind of spread out this time around. They're looking for aggression. They know that Luminosity's on low money. So they're waiting to see if there's going to be any type of pushes. And they're just kind of spread out across the map for now.
Yeah, it's going to be the winning game. It's going to be a way for Conquest to feel it out as well, to see if they're going to play aggressively towards this mid area, maybe thinking there was going to be a pistol save or an aggressive push to try to overtake a zone. But now that that's calmed down, they probably think it's going to be a buy or maybe even a stack, because they haven't even spotted each other yet.
Yeah, Steel does get flushed out of Skyfall, though, so he can't put that Mag 7 to use immediately. Meanwhile, Conquest are gathering up to make a push out of this long B. We do have to worry about Bolts here. He is boosted up on the tree. That can be a key spot if it's not detected. If they don't pre-aim that coming out, Bolts can definitely go off and shut this thing down. So we'll just have to see who lands their shots here, as, again, it's going to be a long B hit from Conquest.
And they have to execute flashes as well. The flashes will be big for him to force Bolts to fall back, but you just saw it from that trajectory. It actually went back towards the entrance of the upper B. But this is going to be big for Bolts. He's going to spot the first one. Reacts actually so slowly on the first guy pulls it in. Steel, just as soon as he turns away, gets headshotted from the drop zone. So just like that, Fur is going to be the last man standing. The B side was easily taken over once again with Rush at only 2 HP. But the bomb is going to get planted. Fur is just going to look for exits at this point, just to try to damage the economy as much as he can from the Conquest side. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Conquest taking a lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing you got to look at with Conquest. They have that really solid introing duo of Rix and Rush. So they just split each one up, one Skyfall, one long B. Of course, they have the support behind Rush at long as well to chime in, but they got 3 kills between the 2 entry fraggers. That's really good work there from those two. They've been doing it so consistently this season with Conquest, and that's really good to see from them. I think they're certainly rising up their ranks in NA the way they've got things going lately. Luminosity, though, let's see how they can recover. I think the next step is they might eventually shift fall on top over that side of the map as soon as they can afford it. Obviously, this round they can't, but come next round, you might see the op be put behind the statue there.
Yeah, it would be 4 rounds in a row, which should give them enough money there, at least to go for a small armor op buy, or just glass cannon and full nades if they want to, which is enough, considering the range that it takes from an AWP into the entrance of B. If you're especially opposite from statue or chicken coop, you got plenty of cover to actually be able to get the picks and still stay alive.
Yeah, just Fur, the only person with the rifle. They'll put him in a nice little boost spot here between the legs of the statue. That can be very, very viable. So we'll see if that comes into effect here. As again, Conquest opening up the same way they did last round. They know it's a low buy. They're just waiting things out, waiting for aggression, sniffing out stacks. They'll kind of use Shazam as a probe here at long A to kind of get some information. But they still do have the bulk of their entering force with Naf and Rush and even Rix all over towards B still.
Yeah, now the way that they're set up so far and towards this B bomb site, but Fallen's going to peek out, spots Shazam there, so that's going to clear it up. He's going to call for 2 guys, and they're not going for the overextension on the rotate, though. But I think they might actually rotate back for T side in case they take over the A bomb site. So they take down Bolts, but they're still going to try to push out. The bomb's going to make his way back, but the rifle is still up. The rifle takes down Rush, He's going to try to take down Nap as well. Meanwhile, we are making our way towards this A bomb site for the plant.
Yep.
And a nice job by Cold at least to get that kill. And he's probably going to be able to run back and pick up that AK.
That's a good job from Conquest, though, being cautious, kind of working each end of the map there, giving themselves multiple opportunities. They make the correct call to move that bomb away from B as soon as they detected Fur's M4 in that area. And they will get a bomb plant. And in fact, they will just save these 2 rifles. I mean, an AK gets picked up by Cold. Fur holds on to the M4. This is going to save them some money going into the next round, especially since Fur also already has head armor and a kit. So, I mean, that's a lot to save. You don't really see Conquest getting too pushy here either. I mean, they have plenty of money to chase, but we don't really see them going for it.
Yeah, I think it's just timing as well. They really wanted to play it safe. They know that Luminosity Gaming is the type of team that are able to take retakes with an inferior number, especially on a 2 versus 3. They know that Fur had full armor and also a rifle. It could have been a winnable round, so I think they wanted to play it safe, making sure that the bomb is going to go off at least, secure the round, and take as many rounds as you can.
I was wondering if they were going to make this call here. They had the money for it, and Cole is a secondary offer for the team, and I assume he will be taking that over. Well, maybe it's Fallen that has a better spawn to take his op to the B platform, but no, he will go for his traditional mid-doors pick, and Cold, he will make the adjustment to put an op on long B. So I like this. I think this could work out really well. Fallen misses his pick, but not a big deal, and it is going to be, again, people staging up over here in this B area for Conquest. 4 members strong in that area.
Creeping slowly up right now. They're going to try to focus on towards that drop zone and also towards the entrance. So getting a nade, letting themselves being heard, knowing that they're there, trying to keep LG on their toes towards this B bomb site. But you can see that's it's much more passive so far for LG. Actually leaving full control for the T side if they wanted to towards drop zone and even move towards connector. That could be dangerous for Fallen if they actually executed that real quick, like the pistol.
And relying a lot on Fur here to hold, but man, Cold's op goes down with no shots ringing off, and Nat picks up a kill as well. And I mean, Conquest are just dominating this B side of the map, Vansilli, but the retake, it could still happen. There's a 3-on-3 in play.
That's right, the bomb is now planted, but the third player is so far for LG on a rotation right now. It's Fur. They're actually waiting for him. They're waiting for the smoke to dissipate at the same time. We were soon about to see a bloodbath coming soon. Rush is going to get the first kill of this 3 versus 3. Fallen still watching, and at this point, it's still ticking on that bomb, and they're just going to hold it so strong right now for Conquest.
Wasn't even the entry fraggers. That was Naf and Daps coming out there and grabbing those 2 kills, and I mean, they didn't even let Cold fire off a shot, I don't think. That was massive. To take it so well. I mean, Luminosity had so much invested into defending B. They made the adjustment. They realized, hey, we're getting overrun. Let's get an op in play. And it still didn't do them any good. Like, that's a dominant victory for Conquest.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, it comes into like a chess game pretty much on how you play the B bomb side, because there's really only 2 entries. There's really only default spots you're going to be watching it from the CT side. What you're going to do now as a T is when you're actually going to enter towards the site, where are you going to look first? Where do you think he's going to be? Is he going to be at tree? Is he going to be at statue, etc., etc.? Rush with a 9 headshot onto Fallen, though, who actually gets legged. So just a missed shot earlier on by Fallen, but gives a quick and big advantage for Conquest.
I haven't seen a single op kill from Luminosity this game, and they've been investing into it several times. I mean, that's very costly to not come up with something with those. And it's just playing in the Conquest hands. They're off to a great start on this T side. Very much more dominant than last time they played this map.
I like how aggressively they're about to push towards this middle, and Cold is just around the area, but those mollies are going to force him out. He's going to peek, and 2 guys are going to peek out. Shazam's going to get the op kill. And just like that, they're going to overtake this A-bomb side, but Fur's still alive. He hears the footsteps moving up towards long. Steel's on a big flank at the same time. Oh, but he dropped. I don't know if they're going to hear him. No, they haven't. He's going to be able to take down the bomb on top of that. He's going to pick up the AK, and he's going to hold it. And this is could be a big and costly mistake for CQ side. And he does get the kill onto Shazam. Steel as well with a second one onto Nafly, and just like that, it's turnaround for LG.
Yeah, they had no clue Steel was going to be over there. Steel's usually playing over towards the B side of the map, completely catches him off guard. Plus Fur, playing long this entire time, is able to set up a crossfire with his teammate. And so Daps is just, I mean, he's going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's like literally a rock over there, and he was stuck like in between it. Like, yeah, it happens for LG there this time around.
Man, key play right for Steel just to get that kill and drop the bomb carrier. Just thanks to that and getting a double kill after, I mean, that was legit.
Indeed, like I said, there's no way they expected Steel to be on a flank from that side of the map, given his normal position. And I'm sure Conquest has studied this team quite a lot, and they've played him quite a lot. So they know where these players play, and that's not where you expect Steel to be. So really well done by Luminosity to catch him off guard, but still plenty of money here for Conquest. They will get the op out on Shazam for the first time.
This is interesting, too. I don't think they have enough money for Cold. Cold only has a deagle, despite them winning the round.
Yeah, I mean, money's been tight. Some of these rounds have been very close. I mean, that was one of their first round wins in a while, and it came down to a 2 versus 1. So, yeah, they're still hurting for money, and they have to be scared about this reset that could happen if they lose this round. So, this is very, very important for Luminosity to figure this one out.
Yeah, and it's going to be default after default right now for CQ Conquest. Just holding it out, but Fallen finally is going to connect. You wanted an op kill? You finally got the op kill here, Dust.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I'm used to seeing Fallen be able to do great things with it. He's had a slow start, but there is a nice pick. And you also take into account that Luminosity invested in double op earlier. So, I mean, they spent a lot of money on this CT Silas. Very little success, but here it is. Fur. He pushes out long at this time. He gets the flank.
He's not looking at Daps, so Daps going to tap in from lower connector, and just like that, they know that they're still spread, but Daps is just making so much noise, did not expect that Fallen was going to be there, but they also nade down Bulls towards the B bomb side, so it's up to Cold only with the Deagle to hold this. Actually, he does have support from Seal at the same time with the small armor, but he's down to 76, cannot connect, the flashes to hold things out, give more time for Fallen to rotate across and help him out. Cold falls towards the statue, and it's now a 2 versus 2, but there's not much time left on the clock.
Yeah, and Nat doesn't really have a lot of HP to plant. He can just spam so easily, and now Rix goes down as well, but Nat low HP against Fallen's op, but Fallen, what a round from him. He went from nothing to a hat trick. Really well done there for him to get back into the game in a big, big way. He was 1-7 before this round, so that helps him get back alive.
Yeah, it was close too because Seal actually had them both lined up when they were trying to execute towards that B bomb site with the remaining 2 members. I think one of them was Nafly, right? So right. He could have had that double kill, but he actually fell to that fight after. But look at them. They even won the round. Conquest could still go for a force buy very comfortably, but now they're stuck with a FAMAS and a shotgun and a Mag 7.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they invest a lot of money early in this game, so they're still suffering repercussions of that. But this time, it's this Conquest spilling out of Long B as fast as they possibly can, and they've been pretty successful here on getting into the site. So let's see if they can do it again.
At least an incendiary grenade is going to force them to all come down towards this broken wall. So this is going to give a good angle for Bulls to try to get something down. A nade to take the first kill of this round, but quickly traded out by Daps. Fallen still going to work. That's 2 kills, trying to go for another hat trick for another round. With success, overkill with the headshot. Bomb is down. Now it's a 3 versus 2 situation. Fur is going to run in with the auto shotty. He's going to spawn him on the top, but Nafly evens it up. Make that a 2 versus 1. Now 1 versus 1 with the Mag 7 headshot to Rix. And just like this bloodbath is happening, this smoke is just going to ease the tension just a little bit.
I think he's been spotted, though.
Yep. That puts him down to 18 HP, and this could be a winnable round for Nafly, but they both know where each other's are, so it's just going to be the peeking game. It's who's going to get the peeker's advantage. It's going to be Naf that's going to win that fight at the end of the day.
Yeah,
that's going to reset the money, Dust.
It is, and I mean, that's the first round that Luminosity put up a decent initial fight at B. It was mostly off of Fallen's op again, rotating quickly into the site, but Conquest time and time again have either at least been able to evenly trade over on this B side of the map. It really has been like retakes from Luminosity that's really allowed them to stay in the game, and as you noted, that money has been reset. That's going to be a double save, dude. This is probably 8-4 for Conquest at this point, and that's already much better than what they did last time on T-side against Luminosity on this exact same map just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and even at this point, I don't think that we could count the fact that they could turn it around for LG side with pistols, because Conquest is just on point with entry so far. Most of the time has been Conquest getting the first kill on the entries instead of a trade kill.
Yeah, this has been an impressive performance today from Conquest. This is some of the most disciplined CS I've seen them play. A lot of times I've seen them kind of lose, kind of finding their footing, not really sure of themselves. But tonight, they look like they know what their game plan is, and they're executing it very, very well. This is impressive stuff from them tonight so far.
Oh, yeah, they keep mauling the perfect spots, too, forcing the enemies out, and they're just picking them apart. And not only in these save rounds, but the gun rounds at the same time, just knowing where these guys are positioned. I mean, Daz probably did a lot of homework to get this matchup the way Conquest in Conquest's favor.
Yeah, indeed. I think these two teams know each other pretty well. I mean, they've played a couple of best of threes against each other. I'm sure they've practiced against each other before as well at some point in time. They review each other's demos, I'm sure. I know for sure Daps has probably kept his eye on Luminosity. I mean, this team's been coming up for a while, so it'd be wise to keep an eye on them, and they have. And I mean, they're also just getting great production out of their entire lineup, especially on some of these B entries. And again, you know, we already noted Luminosity forced to save again here after the money, and this is just giving Conquest even more room to work with.
And they're moving it so comfortably this time for Conquest. It's just running through the mid connector at the same time towards the A bomb site, and they're rotating back for LG side, but they're about to run into a lot of bullets from the AKs. But At the same time, they have a great crossfire set up from Connector and from Long. And it's now a 3-on-2 situation in favor of Luminosity Gaming. With the bomb down at the same time, Shazam evens it up on a 2 versus 2 and gives the advantage back for CQ in terms of guns.
And Shazam hasn't had the best half. He hasn't had to. He's getting a lot out of Daps, Rush, and Naf. But here is a moment where he needs to shine. He's already gotten 1 kill on the round. He's with Naf. They are going to be able to collect this bomb back, it seems, but there's still 2 CTs up. They're both just on pistols. They couldn't collect any of the terrorist guns, but they've already done a lot of damage. But there's Shazam with the op, and now it's all up the bolts.
Yeah, it's just a patience game right now for Conquest. They know they have plenty of time to work with, so they just wait to see who's going to peek first, and it was going to be the mistake coming in from LG. Now Bolts is stuck inside the vent room, and that's just going to be, he's going to hear the move around, so he's going to peek out, be able to take down Nap, and he's going to try to move in and get Shazam, but Shazam's smarter move, picking up the AK instead of the AWP, and gets the hat trick for the round.
That's really the first time Shazam's been called on to make a play for his team. Everyone else has been performing so well, he hasn't really had to do much, and he stepped up to the plate when he was needed there. Hat trick on the round. He's now up to 7, and Conquest have a pretty solid lead here, but now Luminosity, they go back to the double op. Last time Cole had it at B, he got shut down instantly, didn't have any impact. Let's see if he can do better this time around as that long B hit. It's coming in, man. You can already see him setting up for it.
Oh, yeah, and they have good spawns as well. And I don't know if they have time to set up. They're actually going for a double boost in a drop zone, and Cole's going to get the kill, so that works. But Bolts is still inside the site, and he's going to be by himself. He draws the bomb here. Actually, Cole does so, and Bolts gets him through the smoke. So the advantage comes back, but it's now a one-man advantage. But they have taken over this B-bomb site. They're smoking out the area, and they could still win this round for Conquest's side.
Yeah, they are been slowed down a bit, but Rush still gets the bomb in. Daz is able to push up pretty aggressively on the door. They're actually doing a counter boost to flank long B.
Crazy.
That can definitely catch someone off guard. They actually put up 2 long B. They may expect to see 1, but not 2. I think Luminosity are setting themselves up pretty well to win this, and that helps.
Especially now on a 3 versus 1, Dabs is going to have to push in, and because of that, they're moving in towards the main entrance of B, and they're just going to go for the defuse. Game over. Dabs is going to lose this one.
Indeed.
That's awesome.
It came to Luminosity, changed things up. I think it's the first time we've seen a counter boost this game, period. And they do it with Cold's op, so that's really unorthodox. And I think that just caught Conquest for a loop for that initial pick. Like, Rix has been able to abuse Skyfall quite a lot. So getting caught like that, I'm sure it was kind of like just like a whoa moment. Like, what the heck? And then he also got a second kill to get the bomb down, Cold did, from that room. So really well done there. He finally got his op working on this CT side.
Yeah, interesting that they got the counter boost for the pick, but also a counter boost for the retake. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when Rush went down, Das was in no position to even spot the bomb, so that was pretty much a loss at that point. But we'll see what they can do. Even gun run again, and Shazam, he finds Fallen. That's the first op-on-op duel we've really seen, and Shazam, he clinches it.
Yeah, at first he was looking towards that mid-connector, Shazam, on T side. It was just a little bit of a timing going through, and I thought it was going to be Fallen that's going to take it, but better reaction for Fallen. A great trade by Cold, who gets a second one, and Nas about to die. That nade's going to bolt him down, and it's now going to be a 3 versus, make that a 3 versus 1, as Cold is now unstoppable with the AWP. And
that was so well done.
Oh,
they
yeah,
trapped
Naf. With now.
They trapped Naf in the box, and Rix and company had to support Naf to get him out of there, and that just set up Cold to get the op frag. So really, really well done. Now it's all on Shazam, and Ferd is waiting for him. Come to Papa. I don't know. How do you say that in Portuguese?
I don't know.
No?
Something papi.
Okay.
Vamos papi?
All right.
Or let's go dad. That's probably what it means. But Cold gets a quad kill up on that 1 versus 1 against Shazam at the end of the day. And surprising that actually Shazam still tried to go for it, because this is the last round of the first half, and they actually didn't have much money to work with towards the end of this.
That's very true. That op would have been very useful next to these Tech 9s and the P90 to have a crack at this round, but now it's not going to be, so that may have been a bit ill-advised. But, I mean, we just seen Luminosity really have a resurgence here. They've won the last couple of rounds in a row. Colt's op finally getting things done. That's like back-to-back multi-frag rounds from him on this side of the map, and that's been a huge difference when Conquest has had so much success there earlier in the half, and now they're finally getting shut down. But it comes down to this last round. CQ, they're going to head to A this time around. Let's see what they can do.
All right, well, it's going to be Fur that's going to see the flashes coming in from long A. Fallen's there as well, and oh no, Fur gets caught with the smoke in his hand, so he's going to get P90 down by Rush, but then Fallen retaliates back, but quickly killed from behind by Rix. Now Das is moving through, and this is looking to be Conquest's round once again on this 4 versus 2. Make that a 3 versus 2. Last 2 men trying to retake here is going to be Cold and Bolts. Cold, should I say Bolts getting the kill to make it a 3-on-2 now.
Yeah, and I mean, Rix has picked up an op. He's watching the balcony. He does miss his shot as the CTs begin to close in, but there's also an M4 in Shazam's hands as well. He's picked up a kill, and now it's all up to Cold. 1 versus 2.
Cold, can he get it done? Nafly is about to peek up. Cold's looking on the left side, misses the quick scope, and now he's out in the open, and he should get taken down. Nafly trying to connect with his deagle, and finally does so with the last bullet. We're going to end the first half here 9-6 in favor of CQ.
Yeah, really well executed T side there from Conquest. Even with Rix, one of their normal top fraggers, to be honest, only had 7 kills. It didn't matter. Like Rush, Naf, even Dats, the in-game leader there early in the half, was really putting in some work, especially on that B side of the map. They were really battling Cold and company well. Started to catch up to them there towards the end. They finally got shut down a couple of times, but on a forced buy, they win the last round of the half, so they get up to 9. That's a very, very good half from them.
Oh, for sure. At the same time, even though you see a 7-9 ratio record for Rix right now in terms of kill-death ratio, it's still pretty good because they actually all did their parts when they needed to. Rix maybe more of a support, getting the flashes, getting everything going in when he needed to, trying to come in and get the bomb plants, but they set up for trades at least. Like, at the end of the day, it's the amount of rounds that you put on the board as a team, and it's going well for them. I mean, if you're looking back at LG's side, it's a little bit more of a struggle than trying to hold towards that B bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just everyone stepped up when they needed to. And I think that's the best way to sum it up. And they're already starting off well in this pistol and already getting the first 2 frags on the round.
Yeah, and finally, Fur tries to narrow it down, making it a 1-minute advantage for CQ right now after getting that kill onto Shazam, who they both got amazing USP shots to start the round. Now Rush with the CZ gets the kill onto Fur. Dassey's spraying across, and look at it, Rush. He's just unstoppable with that CZ. Gets the headshot onto Cole, and already the pistol round goes in favor of Conquest.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some of the most disciplined CS I've ever seen Conquest play. Like, a lot of these guys have a tendency to be a bit over-aggressive, to kind of overextend a little bit, but not today. I mean, they're peaking so smart. They're playing really patient when they need to, but they're getting out and chasing frags together as a unit when it's required. So, I mean, they have a good balance in their play tonight. They came to play, and they're taking it to Luminosity right now in a big way.
Now it's going to be a Tech 9 armor rush for this Luminosity gaming team, but actually nothing for Fallen, so I'm wondering if he's just waiting for... Yeah, he's going to flash for the drop zone for LG. Oh no, it looks like they've canceled it because Nafly tried to play aggressively towards that broken wall. So they might try to rethink the strategy towards this B take.
Yeah, I mean, they got the Tech 9s here. They're looking at Skyfall. They're looking to see if it's open. Rush is kind of spotting it from window. They do flash themselves in, but will they check below?
Well, actually, they're going to try to go towards the B entrance, from the draw zone after all, instead of trying to go towards the window side. Finally, one decides to do so, make that the rest for their trade, so they actually take over this connector side, but Shazam's still waiting with the FAMAS, and he drops 2 of his own, and my dog's crying for LG right now. It's just not going well for them so far, and just like that's a 4-on-2 situation.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this is going to get shut down here, and obviously Luminosity with no bomb plants in either round are going to be in a situation where they're just going to have to take pretty much a full save next round. So Conquest should get up to 12, no problem. And at that point, a lot just rides on that opening gun round. Luminosity needs to get that, otherwise it's Conquest skating to 14 or so. So, I mean, this is going to be big when that first round comes. But for this round, it should be Conquest.
And I think I know why Fallen did not go for any armor at all at this point. They just wanted to get the bomb plant in. If nothing works in their favor, they're going to have to go for a full save this round, which is why you see that flash. They're probably going to try to do the same thing for the drop zone again. But with the bonus money, they'll finally have enough for an AWP for the round after. So it's better money economy management for LG, and hopefully they could turn things around on the round after.
Yeah, I mean, with this round, this should be an easy mop-up, so I'd rather just kind of see what we're going to kind of see next. And you know, on the T side, Luminosity, they are that slow, methodical team. That's what they do time and time again. As we do see them actually maybe getting a bomb plant in here. No, never mind. I thought we might see it. But yeah, very slow, methodical team. They love to stick Fur out on that long B platform and take engagements. They usually have Cold on the opposite end of the map. And that's what they're going to look to do if they decide to run some type of default. But maybe they have a set play in mind just because they're so far behind that they might have something they just want to run immediately, something quick to try to get them a fast round.
Yeah, I think at this point, though, they're just going to try to probably think about falling and get an entry for LG to try to get something there going on there.
Yeah, they are opening default. So Fur will be trying to take engagements on the long B platform. Cold working into long A. They each have a support player with them paired up to try to make things happen. So we'll just see them work off the picks.
Surprisingly, too, though, the MP9 was kept in the hands of Daps. So that's what I was wondering as well. As you're getting these kills, you know that there's a gun round coming up, but you're so confident that you're just going to keep your MP9 instead of upgrading.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they have enough rifles in play on everyone else, well, this is okay. And he's playing a spot where he should be able to get a kill. He might even get boosted here for an even better chance at a surprise frag. So,
everybody's getting boosted right now. Everybody's hopping around for CQ side. They're boosting up towards long A. They're boosting up towards B halls. Nice flash as well to try to go for that peek. And Rush gets that frag onto Bolts. But it's connected back by Fallen as he tries to jump back inside the site. So that was not what they planned.
No, not at all. An even trade certainly favors the terrorists, and now we do see them gathering up some smokes to do some type of long B hit for themselves. I mean, Rix is still on the platform, though, behind the box. He still has that M4. He's gotten after support not too far away, and even Shazam has already begun to rotate to the B door. So, I mean, they're pretty well set up for this, but it's just going to come down to these exchanges.
Nice, Molly. That's going to force them out right now, and to do so, trades come again. And I don't know why he didn't look behind there. He was shooting. Rix was shooting at that corner. But now, Fallen at least is going to get the op kill. 20 seconds left on the round. Fallen's now the last man standing on a 2v1. 15 seconds left on the clock. You're going to hear that bomb plant coming through, and Shazam's probably going to try to spray across. He's going to come around the corner with that quick scope. This is going to be it. He's not going to win this round no matter what. They're at least even going to try to run the clock down. No, there he goes. Shazam's going to peek out to try to go for the kill. Oh, no. Oh, no. Even smarter. Fallen should have just went for it. Like, just push through and get yourself killed or anything there, but they just ran that time, or at least try to go for a full plant, actually. Even if you die, at least you put money on the plate for Luminosity Gaming. Now, you actually don't even have you actually don't even have any money because you don't get any bonus.
Yeah, that's massive. And I can't even tell you, like, I don't know if you folks have been, like, watching these players in the past or watching Conquest as a team, but like, they look so crisp tonight. Like, they're not making mistakes. They're playing the clock. They're not over peaking. And they have a lot of players who used to have a tendency to do that. So it's refreshing to see them tighten up their play and look so sharp tonight. But that's a big go.
He got caught with a nade in his hands. They're going towards the drop zone now. Rush is trying to stay alive. He blinds the whole room. They're both blinded from both sides, but Steel is going to come out and get the kill. And they both got caught there with nades in their hands. That's the reason why. But they're still trying to hold it off. Shazam gets the off kill into Bolts, and now it's a 2v2. They're boosting back up.
Yeah, I mean, they counter boosted the bomb back through, so he could run this to A, and he would probably even get in, especially if his rotator Cold here can hold them off from shifting back to this side of the map. Shazam's watching the window. He's worried about that fallback.
Yeah.
In the meantime, this is giving Fallen a shot to get this bomb down. They even have a couple M4s collected, so this is a winnable round for Luminosity, and they need it.
The only unfortunate thing is that Cole did not have any nades. If he had a nade, for sure he'd throw something and Shazam would have stayed there. But now Shazam decides to rotate back and he gets spotted by Fallen, or he spots Fallen but misses the shot. So this could give them an advantage to move in and get this ball plant here and still have one lurk across. Yes, he's waiting for him right now. That flight comes through, gets caught on the weapon rotation. Now Shazam is caught in between.
Yeah, this is a rough spot. He's getting pinched, but he's just going to decide to chase after Fallen. He knows there's a decent gap in space. He's going to chase after the bomb planter. He gets and he gets the kill, but yeah, Cole gets there too quick. So that's a big round to win if you're Luminosity. It was pretty much a force buy. They didn't have much money. They somehow found a way to make it work, but it was expensive, Vansilli, and their money could get reset, and that could set Conquest up for the W. So this is a really, really big round here.
Oh yeah, but at least they're able to pick up an AWP for Fallen off the body of Shazam. So this gives a chance for a redemption for Luminosity Gaming. They have full nades at the same time as well, so they have plenty to work with, and they're looking to play an aggressive B round. But there's a four-man stack on the other side.
Yeah, and Conquest was really conservative here. They had enough money to maybe get something out, but they decide against it. They just go ahead and get the pistols. They leave Shazam and Daps with their cash reserves for later. That's a patient play, man. They have the big lead. There's no need to force it, and so they will just kind of play with the CZs, but those can still be dangerous in these close quarters positions.
So let's see what happens here. They're playing with the pistols, like you mentioned here, Dust, just crossfire after crossfire. So they're actually set up as well for trades if anything happens. They hear the drop zone. They're moving towards connectors. So this is actually huge for Luminosity Gaming. They actually heard that. They knew that was coming. And they overtake this A bomb site quite easily, but they don't know that Daps is actually lurking down towards long A at the same time. Bolts is watching that flank. He's already dinked down to 1 HP. So him watching that flank and that rotation is not a good start. But he's actually able to take 2, maybe a 3rd, to no avail.
Yeah, Naf able to collect an AK to put that to use for next round. And, I mean, they're going to have a lot of money saved up here. So this is actually not that bad. I mean, Conquest still has a pretty solid lead. They're going to get the full buy-in next round. Even Shazam could pick up a knot probably, so they're still sitting okay.
So Rick's setting up here, looking for the exit. He does have small armor, so actually being able to save this at least is actually a hefty investment for him right now. And on the other side, Navfly is going to be able to save his AK-47 down at T-spawn. Rick's about to drop down, but he will not get an entry. So Luminosity Gaming puts 1 and puts 2 on the scoreboard, at least finally on the second half. And they're trying to narrow this gap here, but it's going to be another actually big challenge and an obstacle right now against Conquest.
Yeah,
this could break it for Conquest, actually. They can make it a 13-10 if they actually win this round.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both teams' money is a little bit fragile here. I mean, Luminosity does have a little bit of reserve on a couple of their players, but it's not like it's like a great economy by any stretch of the imagination. So really, both teams are in a spot that could be very dangerous, but it certainly is probably Conquest that has more weight on their shoulders at this point. But they do have that lead to kind of help out because of how well they played the first half and how well they started off the second half.
Getting ready for drop zones again. They're trying to go for a smoke at the same time, but it's held very well by Conquest so far at the entry. But finally, we're going to execute on the CT side and also on T side, actually, to try to cover that entrance one more time. That being said, they're still going for it because they smoked out towards Chicken Coop in case there's going to be an opper. They drop towards the drop zone. They take down Rush. 2 guys are alive, but 1 guy is blinded. It's traded out, and it's only 1 guy inside the site. It's going to be Rix. He's able to make 1, but traded out by Cold. And now it's a 3-on-2 situation with them moving in. But Shazam trying to connect with Cole, gets the kill to save his teammate. Oh my god. And after that Molly being thrown, Daps is going to save his gun.
Yeah, I mean, that's similar play to what Conquest did on their T side. They split their entry fraggers up. They sent Fur, Skyfall. They sent Cold out long B, and they just collapsed on the B bomb site and got the better end of the trades. And catching that kill on Shazam was massive there. Really well done there by Cold to hold Shazam off, who was setting up pretty well to get some op frags. And there you have it. Luminosity will move up to 9. As you noted, Conquest money looking a little low here. Probably going to look to take a save, as they're only going to be getting in that 2,400, so that they kind of have to take a save here for sure.
And they have to hunt him down right now for Luminosity Gaming. They have the economy to buy no matter what next round, so they could afford to go and lose a few guns here and there to try to hunt down Daps. But Daps is going to be able to save it for the next round here. And this could be a key factor again to turn things around one more time against Luminosity Gaming.
Yeah, sorry about that. Absolutely. I mean, Luminosity's starting to close the distance here. The big lead that Conquest once had has begun to shrink. And Luminosity are finding themselves in this game. I mean, it's really been a situation where both teams have been able to establish a pretty solid T side, and Conquest lasted the whole half through. Luminosity needs the exact same thing, and even better if they want to overtake Conquest.
So the only one with the rifle and armor just 8 and 8 and puts him down to 53 HP. So kind of nullifies it a bit, but there you go. They're trading it out.
Ricks, really well done.
So the other one with armor is going to take it. So this could still be a deadly factor for Conquest up against LG. Now Nate comes back to retaliate. That's going to put Fur down to 58 HP. So we're at virtually identical HP. I say that a lot because I just like it when Bruce Buffer and all them Goldberg actually says it. Oh, and their health is virtually identical. I just find it cool. I want to say it for CSGO now. But nonetheless, let's
the only thing I know from Bruce Buffer is it's all over.
Yeah.
Or it's time.
It's time, yeah. It's all over as the commentator Goldberg. But we're going to execute towards A. Maybe it could be a fake. They're going to try to force a rotate across, but nobody's biting this bait right now for CQ.
Right, and I mean, a lot rides on Rix here. He's got that one M4, but he's playing a boost on B while the attack's actually coming into the A side. Only Dash and Shazam are here. Dash does have the CZ. Shazam only on the P250. So, I mean, Luminosity are well set up to take this round. Ooh.
Big entry, though, and they're going to clear out this A bomb site. Quick rotate coming through from CQ's side, though. And we actually are going to have Bolt's going to try to hold it through the double doors and at that smoke. But at this point, I think this M4 is going to be safe one more time with Navfly and Rush looking for some entries.
Right. I mean, Rix just needs to save this M4 and this armor, to be honest. I mean, there's no real reason to get too bold here and try to make any plays. I mean, this is going to be Luminosity's round no matter what, so might as well save you some cash next time around, and you do begin to see Rix try to back off here. And they won't even interact. I mean, Luminosity's straying away, just falling back through long A to mid. They do catch Naf lurking out there, and that's it.
Yep, so only the M4 held back here by Rix. Score is now going to be 13-10 in favor of Luminosity Gaming. And surprisingly enough, though, it seems to be very strong rounds for T-side for both teams. And a lot of them economy built up for LG at the same time.
And that seems to be the trend on Cobble in general, to be honest, is now leaning more T-sided. But we are going to see Conquest invest in the double out setup. So Naf will be the secondary opera for this team, and he will have the op in his hands. He will bring it to the B side of the map. Shazam will keep his at mid per usual. And we saw Luminosity make this adjustment, and Cold eventually made it work in the secondary op position. Can Naf do the same?
So those big nades coming in from the CT side just fell behind a little bit too far. So we're all at full HP for LG, except for that tag that just came through that's going to hit Bulls. But this is an aggressive, actually, push for Luminosity Gaming so far. Nafly is going to have to hold it by the statue, and they're just mauling out the air to clear it out, and they're going to try to execute it right after. Oh! Rush is going to peek out, though. He's going to get the kill with the M4 Fawn, trying to get the off kill, but to no avail. Rush stays alive, going for a third hat trick with the headshot off the Steel, looking for a fourth. Reloads his gun, trying to go for the 180, but shot from behind by Fur, finally inside the drop zone, who goes with a double kill of his own. Now it's a one-man advantage for LG side, and just like that,
no way.
Around. It's a 1 versus 1, and Cold clutches it with Fur for LG to get that round. How the hell did that happen?
I don't know, man. I bet Conquest is shaking their heads. It's like really the first mistake they've made this entire game was having Rush get a triple kill at the beginning to get yourself into 5 versus 2 and still lose the round. You know, Naf wasn't able to land any op shots there. People were just falling left and right across the board. Fur, normally an entry fragger, actually was kind of lurking over there in Skyfall, made a big flank for a couple of key frags, which really put Luminosity out ahead in the round. And now it's just Conquest on CZs. They try to counter boost. That gets shut down immediately by Fur, who's been playing this spot time and time again. And Luminosity's working towards this tie.
Yeah, that's crazy. A 5-man CZ cannot get any more kills. We have Dabs down on a 9 HP. And you're right, at this point, they are breaking not only the economy, but the confidence that Conquest has built since the first half.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, Conquest was up 9-6 at one point. They won the pistol and the opening gun round to go up 13-6. I mean, it was looking like they were about to skate away with a big win, but we've now seen Luminosity put up what will be 6 rounds in a row after this one comes to a close. And they've really just come alive here in the second half on their terrace side. They've really also been able to abuse this B side of the map here lately.
Yeah, so now Rush gonna try to save the AK left behind. We hear a lot of chatter going on right now for Conquest. What's happening? What's going on? Like, their peaks are amazing right now for LG. There's just nothing they could do so far. And we called this before on how Conquest is playing this dust on Cobble, on T side. They were actually really good for entry frags. Now Luminosity Gaming is doing exactly the same thing, just on point with the way that they're doing their entries, but focusing more towards that drop zone, or the Skyfall as you like to call it, more than the entrance of B.
I will also say that Luminosity is using that to get more towards the A side of the map as well, whereas like Conquest would just straight up push into B and keep hammering away at it. You do see Luminosity kind of taper off of B and carry that bomb to the A side of the map, and they've done that a couple of times. So they're working the rotations a bit more, you know, just kind of playing the CT movement a bit more rather than just kind of straight up brute forcing. But as you noted, they've shown the ability to get some really key entries. I mean, Fur and Cold have been just great this half, right? I mean, they're just finding all kinds of openings here.
And you've talked about Cold at the beginning of this game, like how good he is as a pickup, and it definitely shows the way that they actually just clutched that round, a 4 versus 2, and they just got it.
Well, I mean, this is like Conquest needs this round to keep off the tie, and also, I mean, they've hit maximum loss bonus, and Rush has a pretty good reserve of 5,000, so they should still be able to put a buy together next round no matter what. But it's about morale at this point. I mean, you've blown a really big lead. You got to get back into this game here. You got to hold Luminosity off, as we do see Luminosity, you know, staging up a lot at A. Just that one player bolts towards B, but he's not even really in B. He's just kind of watching for a push. I mean, they're really set up for A at this point.
And Bolt seems to be the one that's going to be trying to watch the rotates as much. I mean, he's done it before when they had that eco, just watching Connector every single time, have the rest of the team move up. This is why you don't see him with high fragging rounds. He's actually playing that lurker role where he actually hasn't seen a lot of action usually. He sees maybe 1 or 2, he gets 1 kill, then traded out right after. So it's just unfortunate for him, but he's actually playing his part. At least he's gathering information, and the rest of them, the hard fraggers right now for LG, are just working their job.
Oh, I love smoke walls, Vansilli. And we see one here.
Of course, 420, Dust, confirm. But mollies are coming through. Shazam is forced off towards the APC. Daps is still inside the site, but those mollies are... Oh, yeah, it pushes him out. But he still manages to get a kill onto Fallen. Further moves out. Bolts it onto Rush. There you go, working with the team. But they're both so low. Cold at 1 HP. Bolts at 10 HP. For an 100. They at least get the bomb plant, and it's a 3 versus 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be tough to retake here, but we'll see what Naf and Rick's got. They would love to get this round. There's a couple of players low on HP as well. So they do have a chance at this as Naf does step out. There's one right to his right, though, and he doesn't detect it, and that's it for LG.
Oh, my God.
Love the smoke wall there. It's a bit different than some of the ones I've seen on the other side of APC, but they still held off the door rotation. And what the rest of their smokes really did there was block anybody who was playing below balcony, like behind the APC, which is a pretty common spot to rotate to, like you drop off a balcony. Yeah. They blocked all that vision. So that's actually the first time I've ever seen that smoke wall before on this map. That was new for me. I don't know if we've seen it anywhere else, but that could be something, a new play to take a look into if you're a student of the game and you're trying to learn new tactics. That might be around to look at on the old demo.
Now the confidence comes back for LG. Look how quick they're executing right now. Steel gets the opening onto Shazam as they try to go for a 3-man push on this full buy for Conquest that could actually break the economy one more time, give Luminosity the lead, and then put them at map point for the first game. Flash is coming through, and man, the execution for LG, move it into B, is just unstoppable as well. So on
nuts.
Point. Yes.
Like, he's literally just ripping through the defense right now. It's actually... it's one of those situations where I can't even fault Conquest. They're not necessarily doing anything wrong. I think they've made one mistake the entire game where they had a 5v2 and lost. That was really the only thing that they've done poorly.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, it's literally just Cold stepping up and obliterating them. Like, they're just winning the duels. Like you noted when you were kind of hearing Conquest talk a bit in game, they're just like, dude, their peaks are amazing. Like, they're just out-fragging them. And they're right. They're just getting outshot right now, just left and right.
Yeah, just going Peeker's advantage, full headshots, and now they're actually trying to hunt him down. So can Ricks and Daps hold it? Daps is going to spot him, gets the first kill with the AK, so information is given. They're stuck in pin now towards the long A halls. Smokes to try to clear out the area. Bolts get fully blinded. They manage to take down Bolts, but that's going to be it. We'll be able to save our guns here for the last 2 guys. But let's just talk back 2 rounds ago here when Luminosity Gaming won that round with that smoke wall you're talking about, Dust. It's the second time that Conquest had the upper hand on a hold, and it just turned around right after with 2 guys just running, gunning, blazing, and then giving the advantage back for LG. Is just they managed to hold the first 2-3 kills, but just can't get the last 2.
Yeah, I mean, between Cole and Fur, they have 24 frags this half. I mean, they are really opening things up. No one else is even close to double digits on their team at this point, but they're setting them up is the point. They're being more supportive. Fallen hasn't even really done anything with the op this half. I mean, he hasn't had to. I mean, but this is Conquest. This is kind of their last chance to hold Luminosity off from winning this map.
And you definitely know they're going to try to go for B again. It's been their bread and butter so far with how they execute again towards this drop zone, but CQ hasn't really adjusted to that so far. Now, if they actually get the kills there, they're definitely going to go for the hunt for LG, and Conquest is not going to look good for the last round at all.
Well, it's because LG's changing it up. They go B one round, they go A one round. I don't think Conquest can get a read on where they're actually going. They do stack 4 towards B this time, and they're getting the kills.
Fur burned for a good 10 seconds. Like, he was fully blinded and just kept burning, and Cold just makes it a 2 versus 1. Can he clutch a 4 versus 1 right now? The bomb is down. Nafly and Daps moving in. Flash is being thrown. He does get the spray, but then dinked at the end of the day by Naf. But this, again, is still very dangerous for Conquest here, Dust, because Luminosity Gaming wins this one, they reset the money.
Yep, exactly. Double op, though, is going to be in effect for Conquest, so they can once again kind of have Shazam's also playing that mid doors, as he's been playing a lot, looking for the initial pick and kind of playing towards the A side, but they also can have Naf try to lock down B with his op. Last time he had the op, though, it didn't really work out for him. He pretty much got shut down before he could get any frags. This time, they need him to step it up because the long B push, it's a coming.
Oh, yeah, and it's a fast execute. Counter flashes to give him a chance to hold back here, and CQ setting up, but they have nobody on Chicken Coop side, so they're just holding towards the brick wall and towards drop zone, and LG's just around the corner. You can see towards his overhead view. Great camera work by Tabson, but Bolt gets the opening frag, and here comes the smokes to clear out the Chicken Coop area as well, and LG are just going to go for this. Oh, they're walking back, actually.
They're leaving bolts in there, though, to keep the pressure applied, to keep people locked into B. But I think now Conquest kind of realizes what's up.
Nope. Shazam rotated back and then finally says, oh, shit, it's actually a fake towards B. Let's rotate 2 guys back. Oh,
We haven't called Bolts' name a lot, but that's a big play this round.
Yeah, Shazam trying to keep the dream alive, gets the first op kill, but then they both simultaneously died. The two operas dying from A and B, and Luminosity Gaming's that game point situation, and Conquest is broke.
Gotta give a round of applause to Luminosity, man. They were playing this T side really, really well.
I can't clap because I'm using push to talk.
Oh, it's okay, man. I mean, Cold about to drop a 30 here. He's had a great half. Fur also doing it. And that round, it was Bolts, man. He just applies the pressure himself on the B platform. Again, Naf unable to do anything with the op when they try the double op setup. That's hurt them quite a lot on the CT side a couple of times. And now, as you noted before, their money got reset. They got nothing to work with here as Luminosity goes for the W. So we could see a 16-14 game. And again, another close game between these two teams. They always treat us with these really cool games. And we got a gifted another one tonight, man. It's a great way to kick off the NA night.
Well, Daps does have a UMP, so this could be actually amazing for them so far.
All right, man. The he could. Please.
Hey, they do have a 4-man stack, so they've been gambling this time towards the B push, but oh, look at that. Nafly going with the CZ, going to work, dropping the first one, sees the bomb carry at the same time. He gets the second, but at least fallen. Retaliates back, and now we're moving in towards the middle side as well, and the bomb is now picked up. It's a 3 versus 3. The advantage still comes in right now for LG because we have nothing going on here in terms of weapon for Conquest's side.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough. Naf made a bit of a play here, but now LG is cleaning it up at this point. They're about to move into a mat victory unless Rickson Rush in this 2v2 can make a miracle happen.
Nope. Now it's a 2 versus 1. They're about to move in to get the bomb plant. Rush only has a P250. Bomb down planet, and they're working as a group, working as a team. And Rush gets taken down by this 2-man tag. And it's going to be 16-14 in favor of the LG Gaming. Or Luminosity Gaming on the first map.
Man, what a tight race that was. I mean, I know you see a lot of games that are 16-14.